In this video we're going to talk about how to make a specific part in the fixture assembly, and that part will be this nut. And if you look at the dimensions here, we have a hexagonal nut with 0.35 inches is the distance from the flat face to the next flat face, and the thickness of the nut is 0.20 inches. So to get started, I'm just going to create a new standard IPT part or Inventor part and hit create. Then I'm going to go create sketch, and I'm going to create a sketch on the XY plane. I'm going to go to polygon, and by default it's set at 6 sides, so I'm going to click the center and arrange the hexagon so that it's shaped like this, and then escape to get out of the polygon tool, and then hit D for dimension. Then I'm going to select this face here, move my mouse down and select this face here and move off to the side and type in the dimensions of 0.35 inches. Once I have that, I'm going to hit E for extrude, and I'm going to extrude this out a distance of 0.2 inches. I prefer to do a symmetric extrusion such that it's extruded in each direction, in each z direction. So it would basically be 0.1 inches in the positive z direction and 0.1 inches in the negative z direction. So it's centered along the XY plane. So hitting OK, we have this shape. The next thing I'd like to do is to create this chamfer. And you may think that you could just use the chamfer tool, but if we did that at 0.03, I want to show you what it would look like. This isn't quite what we're looking for the nut. Okay. So that's not quite the shape we're going for. And so I'm going to just delete this chamfer and show you how I'm going to approach this. First thing I'm going to do is expand the origin tab, and then I'm going to select the XZ plane here and create a sketch on it. Now that sketch is hidden by much of the nut, and to look at the cross section I can just hit F7. That gives me this cross section. I'm going to zoom in here, then I'm going to project the geometry of this face onto my sketching plane. I'm just going to project this geometry here. Then I'm going to draw a line, or more specifically a line segment from here to here. And then I'm going to dimension it such that the distance from this edge to the corner here is 0.03 inches. And the dimension from here to here is also 0.03. Notice I can type in 0.03, or I can just click that dimension, and these will always be matched. Then what I'm going to do is to finish off that triangular shape by drawing line segments. And then I'm going to right click and go finish sketch. Then I'm going to use the Revolve tool. And the feature that I want to revolve, or more specifically the profile I want to revolve, is this little triangle. And then I'm going to select the axis that I want to revolve it about, and that's going to be the z-axis here. And then finally, instead of adding material, I want to cut material. And I want to go all the way around, so that's set at full. Hitting OK. That gives us the chamfer that we're looking for from the actual drawing file. The next thing I want to do is do a mirror, and I'm going to mirror that chamfer. So I'm going to select the feature. I can either select it here, or I can select that chamfer, which is basically a revolution here. Now I need to select the mirror plane, so I'm going to click mirror plane, and we're going to reflect about the XY plane. And then we can hit OK. So looking at the part, now we have the general shape of the nut. Going back to the drawing, we can see that it has a hole in it of diameter 0.26 inches. So the way I'm going to do that is just create a sketch and put a point here at the center, and then right click and go finish sketch, and then I can just click the hole button, and I can select a diameter of 0.26 inches. and I want the distance to be through all. Now you can see this nut doesn't have any threads in it, and the drawing didn't specify any threads, and so we could actually just get away with drawing it like that. If you wanted to put threads in it, there's a couple of ways. We could actually go back to the hole that we created. You can go right click and go edit feature, and you could click this tab, which is a threaded hole, and then you can select what types of threads you'd like to put in there. Since they didn't specify, it would just be kind of guessing exactly what we would want, but you could specify different threads. This would be a 1/4 inch by 20. What that means is it's designed for a 1/4 inch bolt with 20 threads per inch. And if I hit OK, it gives me something like that. I'm going to undo that, so I'm going to right click here and go edit feature, and I'm just going to make it a standard hole and go OK. I guess I need to make sure that I have my original dimension. Instead of 0.196, it was 0.26. Another way to put threads in a hole after the fact is just click thread here, and then you can then select the actual cylindrical face, and it will actually choose threads based on the hole diameter that you chose. And so you could go apply there and have those threads if you wish. I'm just going to delete that because the drawing didn't specifically call for it. And there we have our little nut. Final thing you could do is add the type of material. If you go up here and click Eye Properties and go to Physical, you can change the material, and maybe it's just a type of steel. You could just go plain steel here and go Apply. And there we go.